You're listening to the West Ham is Why We Drink podcast. Like hanging at the pub with your West Ham mates. On this episode, we celebrate Mikel Antonio and an incredible win in What Was That? Do some pole dancing and see the return of the penalty shutout with a very special guest. Now let's join the crew of the podcast, West Ham fans who are over the bloody moon. And welcome to episode 36 of the West Ham is Why We Celebrate podcast. West Ham is Why We Drink, of course. What a freaking match. I feel happy today, don't you, mate?
I feel almost like it's not real.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's not real because I woke up at the crack of dawn, like 5 o'clock in the morning, because I was going to do that Premier League fan wall thing that they do on the broadcast. And they said, you have to be in there at least an hour beforehand. I get up that early. They send a link to me 3 minutes before kickoff. The link doesn't work properly. I can't see anything. And then I fell asleep between the third and fourth goals of the match.
Sounds like you had a great time.
I've had a brilliant time, mate. I did have a couple of whiskeys though while I was watching. That was good. So what have you been up to this week, mate?
All boring stuff. Obviously, I've been resting quite a lot because I still... as much as I feel like I should be able to do everything, I still can't. So I've been working a little bit and going over to a mate's house later on to watch the UFC. So I'm looking forward to that.
Cool.
But yeah,
well, if you ever want to see like real time UFC, just come over to me and Kim's house. You know, probably on I'd say Friday evening when like we've both had a whole week at work.
I mean, I feel that guys should fight guys and women should fight women. So I don't know how I feel about watching.
Wait till you see how Kim throws it down, mate. You'll feel sorry for me.
I don't know what to say. Moving swiftly on.
I know. I think we should probably apologise for not getting that mini pod out after the Burnley match, but I didn't feel like it. Did you feel like it after that rotten match?
I couldn't be bothered. There's too many matches.
I know it's tough. I mean, we originally we were going to do these like little mini pods, like for the What Was That when we had like one match a week. So and this is like it's getting crazy. So this is like a bit of a work in progress, so to speak. But I tell you what, we got great engagement on Instagram when I threw those couple of new posts up on Instagram. So if anybody wants to follow us on Instagram, it's at West Ham is Why We Drink Pod.
Once again, not interested. I don't have Instagram, so I don't care.
Thank God. So, and all the links to our social media accounts can be found on our new website at westhamiswhywedrink.podbean.com. So should we just go straight into the what was whatever?
Oh, yeah, please. Let's do it.
Okay.
What was that?
I tell you what, that was for me. That was a bloody celebration.
It just feels like a mixture of relief and ecstasy.
Speaking of relief and ecstasy, did you watch the Burnley match?
Oh, yeah, but let's just pretend that didn't happen. I say that. It wasn't a terrible match. Like, we actually played really well.
We did.
And their keeper put in a man of the match performance. So
yeah, I mean, Pope was just unbelievable. He really was.
What was my prediction for that? I said we'd win like 3-0, I think.
You predicted 3-1 to West Ham, and I predicted 2-1 to West Ham. We were both pretty far away from it. We got the one right, but it was for the wrong team. So
yeah, true. I think you'll find that we actually got the one right because we both said we were going to win something one, and Burnley did score one goal. So actually, we got the one right.
Yeah, true.
But wrong, right, for someone who's about to do a round of trivia, it doesn't bode very well.
I know. Well, I've got absolute confidence in you doing the round of trivia. I think you're going to kick little Miss Prissy's butt.
Oh, well, she's hopeless, but you're more
she's
hopeless.
Lovely.
So I'm a little bit concerned. I'm more concerned about your dodgy cheating ways than I am to...
I'm not going to cheat. I told you, I've pulled all of these questions directly out of a West Ham trivia book. So
you said that before when I went against James and we cheated there.
Yeah, but that wasn't cheating. That was just like, I didn't cheat. I just edited the answers.
No, you told me one of the answers.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's against James. It was fun.
Yeah, and if you do it against James, you absolutely would do it against me. So I am nervous.
No, trust me, I would not do it against you because you cry enough about it anyway. I don't have to do it anymore. It's all about the drama. So anyway, the Norwich match, let's get to it then.
Oh, well, I mean, we don't need to. Our top shelf is pretty obvious, so we don't really need to talk about that.
Who would be your supporting top shelf?
So who would go underneath Antonio?
Yeah. I mean, I tell you, there's some bloody great all-around performances on the day.
Yeah.
Noble shocked me. Noble really put in a show out there.
It's tough because Noble, he set up 2 of the goals, you know.
Yeah.
But he also misplaced and underhit many passes.
True.
So I don't know. I don't think I would put. I mean, I'd probably say Declan Rice because I don't really recall him doing a lot wrong. But honestly, the scoreline kind of flattered us. I mean, Norwich were awful.
They were terrible, mate. Did you feel bad for them?
No, I didn't feel bad for them at all because we needed the points.
Me neither. It was nice to finally chonk someone.
I mean, I feel a little bit bad for my friend who's a Norwich fan, but oh well.
Hey, you know what I feel bad for? Remember that was Here Comes Norwich podcast that I guested on earlier on in the year?
Oh, yeah.
They said, we're going to kick your butt. I might have to go leave a message for them.
I'd forgotten about those boys.
I know. Seriously, I was thought about it today when I was watching it. I'm like, I wonder how they're doing. Oh, they're going to be so depressed.
You send them a message saying, hey, guys, good result today. Lol.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
So who's your bottom of the barrel?
Oh, gosh, that's a tough one. I don't know that I really have a bottom of the barrel. I mean, like I said before, I fell asleep between the third and fourth goals because I was so knackered. I don't know that I really have a bottom of the barrel. To be quite frank, I mean, it just looked like a really great performance to me.
I do.
Well, who's yours then?
Fredericks.
See, I would disagree with you on that. I mean,
well, I wasn't asleep. I was watching the game, and he misplaced so many passes. He didn't make a run when he should have made a run a couple of times, and the ball went loose because he wasn't paying attention. He is very inconsistent. And I'll give an honourable or a dishonourable mention to David Moyes because it's all well and good winning 4-0. But what I cannot understand is that when we're 3-0 up, why we aren't taking off Fredericks, who everyone knows is probably not going to be good enough for next season, and give Johnson some freaking match experience.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I mean, well, not only that, but I mean, it's like I was wondering, like, when is he going to take Antonio off? I mean, because he was gassed, poor geezer. I mean, and these are like games every 2 to 3 days.
But and I know we've got 6 days before our next game. But but reality is, he did not make substitutions soon enough. Norwich was so out of the game.
He doesn't know how to make a substitution. I really believe he don't know how to make a sudden substitution.
Well, he did make 5 of them in that game. So.
He couldn't even do it when we had 3, never mind 5.
Yeah, that is the only thing that slightly frustrates me. But, the changes he did make were, I think, the right changes, except for I would have really liked to have seen Johnson get some match experience.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I would have liked to have seen him in there for a little bit. So, Fredericks, you didn't think he did? I mean, he set up that last goal.
Well, yeah, he did.
And he did a good job of that. I mean, that for me, that's why he's not my bottom shelf.
But once again, it was a very inconsistent performance. And the problem with inconsistency is that, he might have made a goal, but it just is likely to give one away in the next game. I don't know. I mean,
What about Antonio? It's like you can't say enough about the guy, can you? It's just since he's come back, he's just been on fire.
First West Ham player to score 4 goals in a game in the Premier League.
You sure about that?
Yep.
I know he's the first one to do it for West Ham since, blimey, I think back in the 80s, David Cross.
Well, and that was not in the Premier League. So, like I said, he's
true.
the first.
You're talking about for West Ham. Oh, I thought you were talking about because you said first person to score 4 goals in the Premier League
for West Ham.
He was just brilliant. He just was unbelievable. He seems to have gotten a little bit of poise on the ball as well since we've come back from the break.
Actually,
and that's shocking. He's scoring with something other than his head these days, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, his touch has really improved. Me and Wes were saying this. I watched the game with a friend earlier, and we were saying how impressed we are with his first touch, because that used to be something that would let him down. But
yeah, he would he'd bobble all over the place. We'd always say he's got great enthusiasm and great speed, but as soon as he gets the ball at his feet, he's all over the place.
And that, there were a couple of things. There was the touch where he literally flicked it in front of a player and then got on the end of it. There was a pass with the outside of his right. He just was outstanding today. Outstanding.
He's having a season like he did back in 2016. Actually, I think it's a better season. I think he's showing a lot more poise on the ball. And I love the guy. I thought, that. I've always loved the guy. It's a bromance I've got going on with him as far as Antonio's concerned. I think he's absolutely frigging brilliant. And to think that everyone during the off-season was saying, let's say we're going to sell him, we're going to do this. Remember the panic I had over when I put his name on the back of my shirt?
Oh, yeah, because you usually curse people putting their names on your on the shirt.
Exactly. So... But the man's just brilliant. I was just so chuffed for him. I really was. He's just one hell of a great guy. He's just a nice guy. Yeah, a character. It's nice that we've always had characters. Let's be honest. We've always had characters on the team, but he's just like one of the nicest characters we've ever had. Even though he does crash cars dressed up as a snowman over Christmas.
Yeah, true.
So, how about the next match, mate?
What? Oh, good question.
That's West Ham versus Watford,
and we're at home.
We are at home. Yeah.
Do you want
me to tell you mine?
Yeah, go for it.
3-1 West Ham. You want to ask me why?
Why?
Because Lily has got into making these braided bracelets, and she did me one in claret and blue. We beat Chelsea, and I lost a thing, and we lost to Burnley. And yesterday she got a new kit and she made me another bracelet, and we win 4-0 today. And I'm taking this off and putting it in a safe place today so I don't lose it for the next match. I just feel that we're going to win it. I just feel we're going to win it. What do you think?
I actually think it'll be 1-1. I think the reality is, I think both teams would happily take a point rather than risk a loss. So I expect it to be a little cagey, but I don't know. It could go anyway. But, we're both on the same number of points. And the reality is, Bournemouth need 2 wins and a draw.
And they're up against Man City next, aren't they?
Yeah, and one of them is Man City. They play Leicester tomorrow, then Man City. So honestly, I think we're probably already safe.
I hope so, mate.
I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
I'd be happy with a 1-1 draw. I really would be.
But I do actually, I want us to win, obviously, and I do think we can do it. I know that people go off what I say to bet a lot of money because, I'm very accurate with my predictions. So thinking about that, I don't want to mislead my gambling fans.
I see the cardiac arrest hasn't, stunted your what's the word I'm looking for?
Delusion.
Your delusion. Well, I think that was that then.
Oh, I know what's coming up. Oh, she has been giving me so much crap as well. She's messaging me all the time, Rebecca, like how I'm going to beat you down. And I said to her, well, I wouldn't beat a woman you. But she's like, I'm going to put you on your ass. Like, so much trash talk. You would think that she had a chance.
You know what's funny, though, is because when I spoke to her, she's like, oh, I'm not really good at trivia and stuff, so I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. She's all talk. She's all talk.
She's really a good talker, though. You got to give her that. She's a brilliant talker. She's a good talker. She can mix it up with the best of them. She really can.
Yeah, she is pretty awesome, actually. I think that she should probably replace you.
Well, I would say, she can replace me as long as I can still produce it, because that way I can still stitch you up.
Yeah, I don't know how to do all of the bits that you do, so I don't. She can replace me any day she wants.
She was a good stand-in. She was a good stand-in. Well, here's the deal, though. Of course, if she wins today, then, if she wins today, then
she gets to host the pod. In some ways, I'm tempted to throw it so I get a week off. But I can't do that because of my pride, so I'll just smash her instead.
Yeah, that was concerning me a little bit. I was like, can he do that? I don't know.
Let's get this show on the road.
Let's do it then. You know what, mate? Let's see exactly who is going to win the new style penalty shot out.
Hey, drink up, everybody. It's a penalty shot out. Who's gonna win? Well, let's go find out.
And welcome to the long-awaited penalty shot out with our own Adam. And of course, Adam has been challenged by Rebecca. Are you there, Rebecca?
Well, here's what's happened, right?
Hold on. Rebecca, have you got a cold?
Well, I think she mentioned tonsillitis, and so I thought she was going to sound manly, but this sounds like someone much more legendary than Rebecca.
It certainly does.
I'm glad you said it, because I wasn't going to. I was just going to bring up the fact that, seeing as Rebecca got absolutely walloped in hammer shots, I felt like it would only be right that I take her place as the reigning champion. Let's be real.
Oh. You know what? The other day, she makes the questions up, and didn't she actually get one question wrong? It's mental. Absolutely mental. So I'm looking forward to this. Charlie, you're from where the are you from?
What, spiritually or like on the internet? Spiritually,
No,
I'm just from a place of like Zen calm.
Zen, no, of course, you're from Hammers Chat, where everyone knows you from that, and of course you've been on more than a couple of episodes of American Hammers TV now, haven't you?
Too many, if we're being honest about it.
Yeah, I know that you're the go-to person over there in England when Tim's stuck for somebody, he goes, "Oh, I'll just reach out to Charlie," which
he doesn't
sleep.
Yeah, it's because I don't sleep. Time zones aren't. I just don't. Sleep. No.
I don't know. Do you know?
I'm not sure either, to be honest with you.
Do you know? Because we're going to find out today if you do know. How is your general knowledge of West Ham United?
Honestly, now I've got the bravado out of the way. It's pretty woeful, as the hammer shots proved.
Yeah, I mean, put it this way: neither Charlie or Rebecca made the playoffs. That's how bad they were. Out of, I think, 8 shows, there are literally only 2 shows where the contestants weren't good enough to make the playoffs. Yeah. And Charlie and Rebecca were in one of those shows. Well, I'm excited to get my first victory in the Adam versus the peasants of quizzing.
Well, offended for a start. I'm bad, but I don't know if I go with peasantry. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
speaking a gallant knight who goes down swinging.
Oh, that's good. Well, now, speaking of peasantry, we usually toss a coin to see who's going to go first, but I'm married and I have no money whatsoever. So either one of the two of you have a coin that you can toss? Who's good at tossing?
I don't have a coin I can toss.
You don't have a coin you can toss? Lily,
I've got one if you need it.
Okay, yeah. We're going to trust you, Charlie, here. Why don't you...
Siri can do that. You can just ask Siri to toss a coin.
Yeah, but you know what? We know what you're like with technology, Adam.
Hey Siri, toss a coin, bitch.
Heads.
Hey, we didn't ask heads or tails.
Yeah, I did realise that halfway through, but I just thought, let's just see where you go with this.
Okay, so Charlie, what would you like, heads or tails, sir?
Give me tails, please.
Okay, go for it, Adam. Now you can do it.
Well, I already did it, and it was heads. So no.
No, we're not doing that, you plonker. Do it again.
Hey Siri, toss a coin.
Rosencrantz says heads.
Apparently Rosencrantz says heads. I don't know who Rosencrantz is, but it was heads.
Guildenstern's friend.
I don't know. Anyway, starting off well, Charlie. That's 1 defeat already in the coin toss.
Okay, so Adam, you win the coin toss. So would you like the claret or the blue questions?
Is the blue the second questions?
No, one's the side by side.
Yeah, but who's going first? Which one goes first?
Well, you get to choose whether you go first or not.
I want to go first, so the pressure's on Charles.
Okay, then Charles, would you like the claret or the blue questions?
Can I have blue, please, sir?
Okay, then. So, Adam, you're
Good.
in the claret, sir.
wanted
Now, there
claret.
have been some changes to our penalty shot out, and I'll explain them to you, Adam. So I'll
Here we
explain them
go.
very carefully, sir. I'll be your referee, and of course, the referee's decision is final. There will be no VAR, so don't start your whining, Adam. Okay.
I already can feel that this is going to be some bullshit. I mean, I just have a feeling. But go for it.
Okay, you will be getting 3 questions each. Okay, you'll have 20 seconds from the time I finish the question to answer your question. Then you'll hear the little buzz sound. One of the questions is worth one goal. The second question is worth 2 goals, and the third question is worth 3 goals. Plus, there's one possible bonus goal during this competition. So you have the opportunity to score 7 goals and go through. Now, if there is a tie at the end of the match, we do have a tiebreaker question.
Back when Rebecca was giving it the big one before she was a big time bottler, there was something on the line. Charlie, do you just want to do this for pride, or is that not enough for you?
Well, the problem is I don't have really any pride to give. So
That was what I was thinking.
yeah. I mean, what were you putting on the line? Let me know that first, and then I'll decide whether I chicken out or not.
That's a good question. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I've got the wheel of death for the shots.
I mean, but I don't drink is the problem.
Oh gosh, well then this would be even better if you lose.
I could do a shot of water. Listen, let's do it for pride, and then if it goes, if I win, then we can decide that posthumously that you have a forfeit.
You know what? Pride is fine because this is going to be like banter for a long time. So yeah,
I'm
that's
probably
fine
not
by
going to live
me.
it down as fair.
All right, let's do this. I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. The first question is a true or false, Adam. So this is worth 1 goal. Centre back James Tompkins first joined the club as a 7-year-old striker. True or false?
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to say true.
You got that right.
Yes! That was a total guess because
God.
it was a stupid question, but I guessed right. So.
Well, I've been watching your show Hammer Shots a lot, Adam, so I know all about stupid questions.
Tell me about it. Rebecca writes them.
I know. So, Charlie, here you go. Your first question, also a true or false, worth 1 goal.
Good luck, Charlie.
Are you ready?
I am prepped and ready.
You got a 50-50 chance on this, Charlie, so it's actually not too hard to get it.
All right, let's save that for after I've got it wrong.
Okay. Frank Lampard Sr. scored more league goals for West Ham United than Big Fat Frank, his son.
Ooh. True. Yes.
I'd have said that as well, to be fair. But I hope
It's
it's wrong.
actually false, Charlie.
Yes!
Fair.
I'm glad you picked the blue questions, mate, because I'd have got that wrong as well.
You would have. Senior actually scored 18 goals, and how many did Junior score? Go on, Adam. You're the know-it-all. Tell us.
I don't bloody know that.
Come on, do you have a guess? I might even give you a bonus point.
12?
No, you're nowhere near it. I wasn't going to give you a bonus point anyway. So anyway, we go on to the next round, which is multiple choice
he got
questions.
More, didn't he? 24.
There you go. Well, he was a midfielder, mate. Okay.
All right.
So, multiple choice questions. These are worth 2 goals.
Okay, but there's still only one answer. So there's not two answers.
There's one answer, mate. One answer from the multiple choice. So are you ready, Adam?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, buddy.
I'm not happy about this setup, though, to be perfectly honest, but go. Including
replays and each leg of 2-legged finals, how many cup final matches have West Ham played in? Is it A, 10, B, 13, or C, 17?
Okay, of any cup final.
Like I said.
13.
Bloody hell, Adam, you're doing well here. It was 13.
Well, I know my stuff.
You do know your stuff, mate. 5 FA Cup finals, 2 legs of a League Cup, plus another League Cup final and replay, 2 European Cup Winners' Cup finals, and 2 legs of the Intertoto Cup. So, of course, I was really toying with the idea of putting in the Betway Cup there just to stitch you up, Adam.
But I was wondering whether you would have counted the playoff finals, but that isn't really a cup. So yeah.
Very true.
Well,
Very
over
true.
to Charlie. Let's
Okay,
see
Charlie.
if I can This looks like it could be a demolition here.
See, what you're forgetting here, Adam, is that I have, again, no shame. So there's no pressure on me whatsoever.
Well, good then, because you've got a much easier one, Charlie. Are you ready for it?
Yes, I am.
Multiple choice worth 2 goals. 1975 FA Cup hero Alan Taylor
I've never even heard of him.
was signed from which club? Reading, Wrexham, or Rochdale?
Oh my God, Charlie, you're getting
I bet you're glad you chose that colour.
Can you just give me the names quickly? Actually, no, I won't bother. It's not Rochdale, I can tell you that for a fact. It's Reading.
Are you 100% certain of that?
I'm not, but I'm certain it's not Rochdale.
Okay.
But I'm certain,
I hope it's
Okay,
Rochdale.
because you're certainly wrong because it was Rochdale, you plonker.
Okay, can I say this? Right? So I was with
Yeah, go
someone who's a
ahead.
Rochdale fan yesterday, and we were talking about players who had played for both West Ham and Rochdale. Now, he's much older than me, so I go off his knowledge purely, and he just never mentioned him. So I thought, it can't be Rochdale because he would have mentioned him. What now? Thanks, John. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Humans.
That's so sad. It's so sad. It is actually quite funny that you said it's definitely not Rochdale. So
On the bright side, I mean, I thought it would be embarrassing for Rebecca, but wow. I mean, Charlie, I really hope that you would at least get some points so that when Rebecca comes and does this, you would have beaten her and we can continue. Let's be honest, she's more fun to abuse.
But
it's very true.
No shame, my friend. No shame. Not only will I will retweet this out and let everyone know I got no points. I've got no fear.
You might get the last question. Anyway, go on, Wayne. I'm ready.
Charlie, it's a very easy last question. You might
I
get it. In fact,
doubt
I'm
it.
looking to see the choice between the two as to which one's the easiest, Charlie. Hold on.
Well,
Okay.
none of this cheating bollocks, Wayne. Just do it fairly.
Yeah, because you don't believe in cheating, do you, Adam?
Look,
Adam, with your what's the degree you got, Adam?
Listen, I was honest about that, and I'll tell you, I nearly got a first on my final year project. I designed a whole system.
Yeah, okay,
for,
Adam.
like,
It's got nothing to do with West Ham. Shut up.
commentating pro-
Okay, here we go. So anyway, Adam, here you go. I'm not going to cheat. I'm still going to stick with your questions, Adam. So this is the Who Are You section, Adam. Okay, it's worth 3 goals, which you don't need any of course, right now because you're kicking Charlie's butt.
Yeah.
Which player played for England, had 400 plus games in claret and blue, and was bought from Southall Football Club?
That's it. Billy Bonds. Did he play for England? No, I'll go for Bobby Moore. No, Billy.
Well, that was on the bell. That was on the bell, mate. That really was on the bell. So I really kind of have to go with the first one, even though both of your answers were bloody wrong.
Who was it?
Alan Devonshire.
Alan Devonshire.
There you go.
I'm fact checking this right now.
You can check it all you want, mate. It's correct. He's fact checking, Charlie. He judges everyone on the way he is. He thinks I'm a cheat because he's a cheater.
According to Wikipedia, he played 358 times for West Ham, and you just told me it was over 400 appearances.
If the top of Wikipedia is league, so you might have to scroll down to career statistics.
Yeah, there you go, mate. And by the way, Adam, let me just remind you something here that I said at the beginning of this particular segment. The referee's decision is final, and there'll be no VAR. So shut up.
Oh,
okay. So here we
that's
go.
only league appearances at the top. That's good to know because I've been using that title
Oh, there
on my
you go.
quiz every week.
But I'll tell you what, I'm feeling really bad for you, mate. I'll give you an opportunity for a bonus point here to really embarrass Charlie and actually get something off of this one. Tell me either the amount that we bought him for or the year we got him.
I mean, I was just on his Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I didn't read it. Oh, God, I did just see that. What was it? 1970?
Don't look again.
1970?
No, mate, you're wrong. You were close. It was 1976. I mean, a complete idiot probably would have got it. But you're about 6 years off, so it's all right. Here we go. This is your chance, Charlie. Okay, the score right now is Adam 3, Charlie 0. Okay, so you've actually got a chance to equalize this with this answer, Charlie. Here we go. Who was the recipient of West Ham's first ever Lifetime Achievement Award?
Okay, full disclosure, I didn't even know that was an award we gave out. Let's go with Tony Carr. To be honest with you, I've got no idea. So let's take a punt on the old Academy man.
Adam, explain to me again why we asked if Charlie would do this.
Well, because Rebecca wouldn't, and we could abuse Rebecca by... Charlie's better at giving her abuse than anyone else I know, so, you know.
I'll tell you what, Adam, I'll give you an opportunity here to obviously, you're wrong, Charlie.
No,
I'm
fair.
sorry, mate, but you really are terrible at this game.
I did say I was bad.
I thought you were lying because I'm used to working with Adam all the time. So, Adam, listen, let me throw the question open to you.
I'm freaking honest.
Let me throw the question open to you.
I honestly told you about the only time I cheated. I'm a very honest person.
How long did you keep that a secret,
I
mate?
didn't keep it a secret because I don't keep. I'm a very honest person.
Did you go tell the school?
No, of course I didn't tell the school.
Okay, then. So here we go. Adam, here, I'm going to give you an opportunity here. Who do you think the first ever Lifetime Achievement Award was given to?
Quite hard, but let's say that painter bloke. What's his name? Sid Painter? Yeah, him. That first manager guy who was there for ages. Him.
Nah, it wasn't, mate. Come on, lads. When you're thinking about who was like fantastic for West Ham United, there aren't that many bloody players that you could really rattle off.
I went for someone who wasn't even a player.
I know. It's Billy Bonds, lads. It's Billy Bonds. It's Bonzo.
He was all right, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all right. Yeah, not quite as good as the standard of players we've got today.
He's no
like,
Thomas
you know.
Hitzlsperger, so I'm not interested.
I know, and he's no Jordan Hugill either, is he, Charlie? There you go. Bring back Big George.
Who is he playing for now?
Bring back Big George.
Who's he playing for now?
Who?
That Huge Hill.
Well, okay, go away.
Bolton Athletic Girls team.
And he's killing it, I might add. Big goals. Big goals.
Who's he play for?
Queen's Park Rangers.
Oh, mid-table. Well, actually, they're closer to the relegation zone than mid-table. So.
Well, I mean, you know, he's got more goals this year than he's ever had in his entire career. So, you know.
I tell you what, I'm with you, Charlie. I really think we should have brought him back. I've always been with you on this one. So
he's just.
I don't see any reason why.
He's just a good lad, and he does good. He scores. How much worse?
And all he wanted to do was see. He couldn't wait to get out there and see all them bubbles, could he?
Walk out with the bubbles. Come on, you Irons.
With all the bubbles. Come on, you Irons. I want to see the bubbles. He's just like a little 5-year-old who wants the bubbles.
Well, I definitely hear good things about him as far as he's a good lad, but unfortunately, there's plenty of good lads. It doesn't make him a good Premier League striker.
Well, you know what? Sometimes the worst Premier League strikers end up being fantastic. Speaking of which, today, Mikel Antonio. Oh, my God. Wasn't he brilliant?
Oh, it's so nice. It's so fun recording after a West Ham annihilation of a team. It just makes everything good with the world.
Where did you watch the game, Charlie?
So myself and young Tom, AFAS32, do a watch-along on Hammers Chat. And so we watched it on the internet live, which was nice because for once we actually got to celebrate some goals as opposed to the usual drubbings. But yeah.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. And why don't you give a plug to Hammers Chat right now and tell everybody about Hammers Chat so they know where to find you guys.
Yes.
Because it's an absolutely brilliant channel.
Hey, thank you very much. It's more Gio and Gonzo's thing than it is mine, but so they can take that credit. Yeah, Hammers Chat on YouTube, Hammers_chat on Twitter. We do previews. We do all the basic West Ham YouTube stuff. So previews, all of that nonsense. And then myself and Gio most of the time do try and do stuff that's a little bit different. So be it insights where we take a deeper dive into specific topics, or we have our own quizzes that we do on there very so often. Nowhere near as good as yours, Wayne. Slightly better than Adam's, but it is what it is.
Hang on a minute.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
it.
My
It is what
quiz
it is. It is
so
what it
much
is.
better than that crap that we just did.
If you want to come on to a Hammers Chat channel, you can find us there. But yeah, thank you for letting me on. And if you ever need someone else to make someone else look good, I am usually available.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I really appreciate you throwing the towel in so early on this quiz, Charlie. Adam, would you like to say something in gracious victory?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'm disappointed. I know that Charlie played his hopes down, but think about it this way, though. So Charlie is better than Rebecca, and Charlie scored 0 points. So would it have been possible for Rebecca to get a negative points?
We can figure that out for when she actually comes on and does it, Adam. I'm sure we
She'll
can.
probably get 0 as well. I mean, clearly we've scraped the barrel. Maybe we'll give you another chance another time, Charlie, and maybe we can get questions that are actually from the time that me and you were alive, as opposed to this player in 1970. I mean, Wayne, I've got to say...
Did I mention, was the answer of any player anything other than a classic player, a classic, brilliant West Ham player? They're all answers that you should know. And if you don't, now you do. Master Adam Frankel extraordinaire.
I thought this was meant to be a fun quiz, not a flipping lecture to take notes in.
I didn't want to give you anything that was going to get you too excited because I didn't want you to die for the 8th time today. I really didn't want that to happen.
On a serious note, get well soon, Rebecca, because the real reason she's doing it isn't because she's dumb. It's because she's not well. So we love you.
No, it's because she's afraid of us.
Well, she's afraid of me. Actually, she's probably afraid of you.
And me.
You're a dirty old man.
I am a dirty old man, and she went right with it. It was wonderful.
Oh, God.
Well, Charlie, listen, thanks so much for joining us on the penalty shot out today. You're an absolute trooper, mate. And everyone go out there and listen to Hammer's Chat. Watch Hammer's Chat, should I say, because it's a brilliant show with Charlie, Tom, Gonzo and Gio. It's just a phenomenal show and highly recommended for everyone to check it out. Mate, thank you so much for joining us today. You take care, buddy. Stay safe over there in good old Blighty. Cheers, mate.
Thank you for having me.
And that was the penalty shot out. Y'all drink up now, you hear?
Well, congratulations, mate. You really ripped Charlie a new bun hole.
I know. I mean, I will say the questions, I think, did not help us, considering they were pretty much all from before either of us were born. And Charlie's only a little, and he's only about 12, so it was a bit harsh.
Is he 12? I thought he's 40-something.
What is he, like 25?
He's a Sasquatch, I'll tell you that much. I've never seen such a hairy geezer.
Well, and you have. I mean, if you look at my back...
Oh, don't, please don't. Please don't. Ugh.
Oh, well, I'd show you my chest, but they had to shave it when they cut me open and it.
Have they left little bit? Did they shave the whole thing, or did they just shave little bits where they stuck all the attachments?
They just shaved bits here and there and everywhere. So
you should wear that like a symbol of pride. Hey, you guys didn't decide what you were going to do for your thing.
Well, after that embarrassing show, it's not even worth it. It's barely worth a victory dance. I didn't even sing We Are the Champions because it felt so cheap. He got nothing. Even Rebecca will probably do better than that, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah. Well, I hope she does feel better soon. I really do.
Yeah, we love you.
She did say she'd be able to do it like next week, but we should probably just do that to her and say, I'm sorry, we're not feeling well next week. We can't do it.
Yeah. So, I hope she does get better soon. She is awesome.
She's a sweet girl. So,
what's next, Wayne? I can't remember what it said.
Speaking of sweet girls, we should do a little bit of pole dancing, maybe, with our friends from Hammer's Poles.
Sounds good to me.
Now it's time for pole dancing, presented by Hammer's Poles.
Courtney still sounds incredibly sexy on that, doesn't she?
Oh, I know. Every time. My heart raises a beat, so I have to take deeper breaths.
So we posed a question to Ian, and he actually put it up for us pretty much the next day, right after the podcast was released. Was it who should start in midfield after the last 2 games' performances? And we gave them 3 choices: Lanzini, Anderson, or Wilshere. And
we said that Wilshere will definitely win this hands down. We
reckoned 60 to 75%, didn't we? Something like that.
Yeah.
Have you changed your mind at all? I mean, because it's 68% went Wilshere, right?
Well, and then, we didn't get any of them, so neither of them started the game. So
I know he's still playing Pablo Fornals.
Well, it was Noble who really I thought should have not made the game. I love the guy, but I still do not think it bothers me that we play Mark Noble in a 10 position, behind the strikers. Yeah. And Fornals, who is a number 10, we play out on the left-hand side.
Yeah, that Fornals thing really does aggravate me because the few times he's played in the number 10 position, he's actually looked pretty decent.
Damn,
So-
I know. It's frustrating.
He's not an outside midfielder. He's really not. So it is. But Wilshere came in for that one match right towards the end, and I thought he looked half okay. But I mean, what can you tell from 5-6 minutes worth of a performance?
You know, I tell you what I will say, this is hot off the press. So Brighton, who are above us by 2 points, but have a better goal difference, are just being smashed 5-0 by Man City, which means we actually now have a better goal difference than they do.
That's
just
brilliant.
because of this game. So that's good news. We could
That's
even
fantastic.
end up. I mean, they don't play great teams, but yeah, we could end up in 15th at the end of this season. And
Well, long as we stay in the Premiership. Premiership.
I'm really confident of that.
Here's a question for you, and it's not Hammer's poll, so I'm going off the line a little bit here. But if we did stay up, would you still want to keep Moyes? I know that you're one of these people that wants to keep managers. Would you want to keep him?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, I don't like clubs mixing and matching managers all the time. I just don't think it's. I think that what we need is consistency and stability. And while we have the owners that we have, I mean, honestly, I think that it's fairly irrelevant who's managing the club.
I think it's interesting what Joe Cole said in the papers earlier on in the week when he was being interviewed, that he thinks that Moyes is actually going to be good for West Ham, that he's got that Red Bull Leipzig model in mind, and he thinks that, you know, if he does bring all the younger players in, then it could be really something for West Ham, and we could actually build around that system as opposed to just, you know, throwing big money at players that we think are going to do well and really just underperform.
Well, I read that,
and
I read that, and that's fair enough, and I get the point. But if at 3 or 4-0 up, he isn't bringing on the youngsters, when the hell are we going to see him?
Yeah, that's what irks me about him. Is his substitutions are so late. I mean, what can you see with that? You can't even see any of the youngsters.
Because, you know, we talked about the subs, which are frustrating.
Yeah.
But if he really is going to do this Red Bull Leipzig, you know, where they bring in young players, you know, if he's really going to do that, we've so far not seen any signs of it. We saw him bring Nagagia back on just to show the world.
You thought you'd never have to say that when he left India.
So, but, you know,
what's his name again, mate? What's his name?
I'm not saying it again. You know,
what's his name?
About.
No, who is it? Is it? No, I want to know what's his name.
Nagakia.
Ngakia.
Who cares? Irrelevant. He's gone. But, you know, he put that kid on for a game just to show the world. Look at how average he is. You know, he's got really big bollocks, but no one in he's not a Premier League player yet.
No.
So, you know, he proved the point, but I don't understand not giving some of our youngsters a go.
He has to do it. He has to do it. Oh, well, I can understand he wants proven people out there that are going to keep us up, but
yes, but
you know, even the proven people haven't proved anything, really, have they? It's only like people like Antonio and Rice and Bowen and quite frankly, and Souček.
Well, that are really proving it. Talking of Antonio, let's go back to Hammer's polls. And they asked, which was your favourite Antonio goal? The first, second, third, or fourth?
Now, we discussed this prior to the podcast, so I know that we actually agree on what our favourite goal is, even though the people on the poll disagree with us.
Oh, do they? What have they said?
They said that the first goal was the best one.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, it was good. It was nice to get a lead right from the get-go. But I agree with you. I think that third goal, you know, the pass from Noble and Antonio going down and smacking it straight at the keeper, and then like keeping his cool and then just, you know, nodding it into the goal was just, for me, it was just brilliant.
Yeah, I like that as well, even though some would say that, well, it was hardly a great goal considering he didn't finish it. You know, the keeper saved it and he relied on a rebound. But to react that quickly
but he did put his head on it, and like I said, he reacted really quickly to it. And, you know, and that's not something we've seen from Antonio in the past. He's always been a bit of a panic merchant when he's been around the goal. Well,
and also, think about this. In the Premier League, on average, for the last, like, however many seasons we've been there, our top goal scorers usually score about 10 goals a season on average in the Premier League. Now, our high scorer until this was Allaire with 7.
With 7, yeah.
And now Antonio, in one game, has scored half of his goals he's scored in the whole season. You know? So he's got 8
And that makes him top goal scorer now, right?
He's now our top goal scorer because he doubled his tally in one game.
You know what's funny is that ComeOnYourIrons.com, the app people that put our podcast out there, they said a couple of weeks ago, I wouldn't be at all surprised if we didn't score another goal this season. And then right after that was the 3-2 win against Chelsea. And then, of course, today.
Those boys need to be listening to the podcast. I'll steer them
right. I know. It's exactly. It's just, it's just nice having a win. I mean, I want to like revel in this because God knows when we're going to get the next one. I don't know.
Hopefully on Friday.
Oh, bloody hell. I hope so. We've got enough time to rest them and everything. Oh, gosh, we've got to get it. So, and you guys, check out Hammers Polls when you get a chance at hammerspolls.com or at Hammers Polls on all the social media platforms.
Make sure you all remember to stay positive and love your lives.
And thank you to everybody for listening to our podcast. And don't forget to go to Apple Podcasts and rate and review us when you get an opportunity. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks again to Charlie Walsh for stepping in on very late notice to take me on and get destroyed.
That's fantastic. And there's really nothing more to say other than let's raise our glasses, Adam.
Raise a glass of freedom.
Raise a glass.
So
raise a glass.
Have you not seen Hamilton yet? You haven't seen Hamilton yet?
Yeah, I watched it the other night when they broadcast it on TV. It was brilliant. Well, you clearly don't know the songs from it, so you're disappointed. No, I've only watched it once, mate.
Well, you should be listening to the soundtrack every day, really.
Yeah, I know I should be.
I'm disappointed. But you're right.
It's terrible.
We have got one more thing to say. Congratulations, Tony Cottee.
Yeah, congratulations, Michael Antonio. First ever hat trick. Here you go, mate. Cheers.
Bubbles in the air, they fly and so high. Like my dreams, they fade and die. Legends always hiding. I looked everywhere. I forever like bubbles, putting bubbles in the air. I forever like bubbles, putting bubbles in the air. I forever bubbles, putting bubbles in the air. They fly and so high. Like my dreams, they fade and die. Fortune's always hiding. I looked everywhere. I forever like bubbles, putting bubbles in the air. I forever like bubbles, putting bubbles.